This is my own mentality, I'm telling you. You're free to think your own. Now my thinking, they tell you.
Welcome back to another educational video where allowance is made for fair use under copyright statutes. Now thinking that we won't use for this video, now our own thinking that we won't use, developed under free speech. Please leave your comments down below. Commenters are encouraged. So this is another educational video, and basically it's about the two friends, Lily and Editorial, who are very angry about comments on their recent video. So Lily has come out with this.
I don't fucking give a fuck about what you...
So why are both friends so angry? Are they right to have received all of this criticism? So we all know the tragic news on the streets, our fellow content creator and the loss of her son. Lily Pope came out 4 days after the loss on Christmas Day to talk about her worst December. And exactly a month later, Editorial also came out to talk about how she cannot hold her tears and this video is for her friend. So the question is the criticism of these two videos, are they fair? Many people know that we are all going to become bereaved, either now or in the future. A lot of us would have actually experienced grief, but it's known around the world. It doesn't matter where you come from, your religion, your background. Grief is a very difficult thing to handle. Many people will get it wrong. So is it fair to criticize these two ladies for their videos? Now I'm going to use a number of clips from this particular video, and I'm going to link it in the description box down below. This man on the right, who's a minister, actually lost his son and had that challenge of dealing with you know, how do you make sense of this whole thing? So I want to use what he said to explain or give some kind of context to the reason why people may be criticizing Lily and Editorial, and whether that criticism, is it fair? So criticism started on the 25th of December, and let's have no doubt, Lily Pope was traumatized. She was traumatized when she came to make that video.
Well,
the question that many people had is that they didn't feel that the way Lily came out and did that video was, not that it wasn't sincere, because of course Uche is her best friend, but the video seemed to be all about Lily. Now it may be because Lily felt that she couldn't come out to talk about somebody else's news. It wasn't her news, and that's the reason why she came out. But even then, people felt that there would have been a way that she could at least have said that, yes, something has happened to a very close friend of hers and it has traumatized her. But they got the sense that they felt that something had directly happened in Lily's biological immediate family. So if you look at the comment section under that video, you can see, you know, God is with you and your family. It is well with you and your family. God will be with you and your family.
Something happened, and it kind of distracted me, I would say.
And then also some of the wording that she was using as well. You know, now we all know the reason why Lily came out to make that video. We know it was about her best friend. But the language that she was using also seemed to be a bit off. It can be easy to make that mistake of using the word distraction. But, you know, distraction means something which is temporary. It means that, you know, it shifted your attention from something more important and you want to move on more quickly. What may have been better would have been to be able to say something like, oh, this has been a very painful time for me. You know, something has happened to my friend and this loss is devastating for me and I stand with my friend. Something along those lines. Like I said, the whole video, it just made you feel like something had happened directly to Lily instead of her friends that's going through that serious trauma. You know, she was saying a lot has happened to me. Me. She could have said something like, you know, the person where they care for, don't go through something serious, or I beg, make me show love and support to this person. But it was all about Lily.
I just want to tell you guys that I'm fine. For those of you who are worried, I'm fine. I'm fine. Be patient with me. Exercise some patience with me. I know you guys are going to do that.
And so this was the sense that people got. This is the reason why maybe some people were just, why are you talking about yourself? At least mention your friend. I know, I think one or two occasions in that video you mentioned, yes, something's happened to me, my family, and then at the end, my friend. But your friend should have been the central part. You should have started by saying something has happened to my friend and it's affected me and my family. Yeah, you made it about people worrying about you rather than worrying about your friend. Be patient with me, exercise some patience with me. You could have said, look, right now it's not about me, it's about I'm supporting somebody, but it's the most hard, the most difficult thing I've had to do. This thing that's happened to my friend is the most difficult thing and it's really hurting me on behalf of my friend. Something like that, but everything seemed to be about you, Lily, and this is what the problem was.
I want to please ask you guys to give me time. I will make a video about it, but not now.
So once again, you just seem to be centering yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that, because as you said, this is your audience, this is your camera, you wanted to be able to talk to people, no problem. But it's just the fact that you left people thinking something had happened to you and your immediate family.
And if there are any way you're seeing me acting, just know that I'm trying to be fine. A lot of people have been talking to me, a lot of people have been speaking to me, and I'm feeling better. And just like they say, time heals everything.
So once again, all about you, very little mention of your friends. You're asking people to focus on you, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's your channel, it's your beauties, it's your community. Yeah, but you didn't have, you were not focusing on your friend. You weren't saying that. If I think if you had said that, look, this thing has happened to you and it's really paining you, because it's almost like this is your friend and you and your friend are like one, so it's really, I think people would have understood more. But it's because you didn't mention anything about your friend at all, apart from maybe one or once or twice. But you started by saying that something's happened to you, then your family and your friend at the end. This is the reason why people are thinking, you didn't really do this video for Uche, you did it mainly for yourself. There were lots and lots of problems there. People felt that maybe you're trying to make Uche's pain look small, shifting their attention to yourself instead of your friend who actually has suffered that loss. What you could have said different things. You could have said, look, right now, this loss is heavy for everybody, especially, for me, I'm feeling a heavy loss because this is my friend. Let's send love and support to my friend, and I ask you to be patient with me. These are the kind of things that would have really made that video go down well. It may be that you didn't want to say that because you didn't want people to recognize that, yes, it was Uche, because of course people would have gone there to go and search, would have gone to go and find that, oh yeah, she's quiet on the channel, or something's gone on, and it would have leaked. Maybe you didn't want to do that, but it's a difficult situation because you didn't want to reveal it before her. And another thing that, made people a bit concerned is that you seem to then, in that same video, move on from the distraction. Now, at this point, some of us, including myself, we knew already what had happened. We already knew. So, you started by saying, yes, you were talking about yourself, and then you just seemed to move on from the distraction, and it just seemed to be a bit insensitive.
Today. So this is me coming to tell you officially, for those of us that are in this together, that I'm back. So try to be back as well, please. So please, let us go and celebrate and cook Christmas food. I will equally cook. I will try as much as to vlog. I will see you tomorrow. I have that tomorrow's video happens to be a good news vlog, and allow this Christmas to pass in peace and next year to pass in peace. I remain your baby girl, Lily Post TV, and I sign out. Bye for now.
It seemed very inhumane the way you ended the video, yeah, because it made it seem like, okay, the tragedy is now over now, and you're telling people to move on, go and cook Christmas food. Now, I know the reason why you were saying that. Well, I think I understand a little bit why you were saying that, because a lot of people are just putting things on hold, waiting to see what's happening. Maybe that's the reason why you said you quarreled with your family, because they were saying to you that, look, at the end of the day, you still have a life, you still have this, you need to move on. But I just feel maybe you could have ended the video not seeming like Everything was over now. The distraction was over. You could have said something like, I know this Christmas is now going to feel very different. Many of us are struggling because of what's happening to our friends. If you're celebrating, cherish, hold those ones close to you, appreciate life. Life is short. Something like that would have been good rather than, anyway. But I think these are the reasons why people criticize that video. Those of us that knew just felt that the video was off. Now, your subsequent video, I will explain that. I can understand why, in a way, you came out, because you explained why you came out. The camera helps you to heal. You needed to just get this thing off your chest. You understand? So I can understand that. But at the same time, it just came across quite insensitive, because nothing really was about your friend. The most important thing in grief, it says, is just to be there. It's not loads of money, it's not this, it's not that, but just being there by your friend's side is the most important thing that you can do in grief. So this, once again, is from the video I told you about, from the man who lost his son, the minister.
Sometimes just sitting with people in their sorrow can be the best thing.
Being present, being with someone, offering very simple things. I remember one time, someone who was very close to me was going through a real time of grief and really, really struggling. I kind of sat there with the person and talked to them.
Yes.
That person might call me the next day and say, Shay, it was just so nice to have someone there. Like, you weren't like preaching at me. God uses some of those very simple things to encourage someone who is really struggling. You don't need to feel like I've got to solve all this person. I've got to help them understand everything about, no, just be there.
And so this is one of the things that we also didn't understand as well. I mean, I didn't understand it, really. This is your best friend. You describe her that she's like your sister now, But in January now, I don't know when you traveled in January, but I know you posted a video on January the 16th. You're on the way to meet your friend, Boss Lady Editorial. And we couldn't understand it. Before that, we saw you out there celebrating. Look, we understand you have a family. You can't just, you've got to really think about the memories of your own children and your husband. You can't just let everything go down. But we just didn't see much in the way of, is everything over, the mourning over for this best friend of yours that has had this tragic loss?
You guys know I haven't made my nails since December of 2024. My nails is one of the things I love so much. But because of what happened to me, my family, my friend, I decided to sacrifice my nails for that.
And like I said, once again, maybe English is not the first language. You can sometimes say certain things and people can misinterpret what you are saying. But, to sacrifice your nails for that. So that was the only thing that you sacrificed, like a few days. Because like I said, this happened on the 21st. By 25th, you are out telling people go and cook Christmas food. And then now you're flying your whole family to Abuja. And it's not like you flew your family there because, okay, you wanted to follow your husband had business there. You took your husband to Abuja. You took your children to Abuja to go and see Editorial for what? When your friend, who, as you said, is like your sister, your closest sister, you left her in Port Harcourt. Now, it might be that Uche, because in grief, people push people away. Maybe she said she doesn't want to see anybody. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But it just seemed very strange to us that knew what was going on. That why are you flying to go and do some kind of whatever in Abuja, where your husband didn't even want to go. He even left you early in the trip once he realized that the trip wasn't going anywhere. He even came back. But you now took that time out. Should you have not been close by your friend? It's not for me to criticize, what do you people think down in the comments? Because, what many people were saying is that, your friend would not have done the same thing to you. If this had happened to you, God forbid, your friend would have been in your house and she would have stayed there for 1 month, 2 months, even if it meant going back and forth. When your husband came from Malaysia to finally settle back, Uche was there. She was there for almost a week plus, cooking, preparing, traveling between her house, your house, sleeping in your house. That was for your husband just coming back. Not to talk about this one where your friend has suffered such a tragic loss. Her son was almost 10 years old. And you, after 4 days, were coming out. And then you're now flying to go and do an unnecessary trip in Abuja. That trip in Abuja, there was nothing that you did there that could not have waited. So these are the kind of things that people are now thinking about. And then you're now saying that you sacrificed your nails for that. So these are the kind of things that people are criticizing you for. But like I said, in grief, people act in very strange ways. You don't know how people are going to act. And then on the 23rd of Jan, it was all revealed to the world or the social media community what you were talking about. So if Uche had come out and you could see that, okay, she's now healing, she's getting over things, not that that would make anything that you've done, better. But at least people might say, oh, yes, Uche seems to be handling things. But you can see here on the 23rd that this woman she's broken, completely broken. And so you look at this and then you start saying, I just don't understand. I just don't understand what you did. Some people, I would say some, couldn't really understand once they now got the news that why were you acting like that when your friend clearly is still in so much torment and stress. Now, maybe that Uche said to you, oh, yes, well, don't worry about me. Go, you have to live your life and whatever. But I just feel like, as if this is for me personally now, having been somebody who's been bereaved, I just feel that even if somebody's pushing you away and saying whatever, you sometimes have to take the lead and say, no, I'm not going to do this. Even though she's saying she doesn't want to see me, she doesn't want to do that, I should go and live my life. I'm not going to do that because it's not the right thing to do. So then on the 25th of January, just 2 days afterwards, Editorial now decides to come out. And people are questioning, why is Editorial coming out, given that she knows Uche and, she's spoken to Uche on the phone. So Editorial, as you said, Lily, even when you went to Abuja, the three of you were on the conference call, you were speaking, so Editorial has already reached out to Uche. She knows what Uche is going through. So, why do you have to come out now and also do a video about your friend?
I don't know if I'm supposed to do this video, but I just feel like I have to do it. I have to show you that I care.
And so once again, is this criticism fair? Because, she's sitting there sounding like she just watched Uche's video. All of a sudden, she feels she needs to come out. There's nothing wrong with her coming out. So is the criticism of her coming out, is it valid or not? Immediately, Editorial came out. There were just 2 comments, actually, that Editorial got very annoyed about. Out of 55 comments, there was only 1 comment on her own channel that she got annoyed about. So this one, where somebody from the US was saying to her, it's very, very wrong to make a video and money out of your friend's story. Please delete the video and sympathize with her in private. You are accentuating. That means that you are increasing, amplifying her pain. And then someone else also said as well, claiming to be sympathizing, but you've got full makeup on and it's even monetized. And then another commenter on Lily's video, because Lily now made another video, now said that, Edith should live by example. She should not have used her friend's pain to make money. I find that hypocritical. Losing your child is a deep pain. I saw my mum mourn my brother who passed at 17 almost 30 years ago. So is this commenter also right, or does Editorial have the right to make that video? Now for me, one thing I will say is that this loss, I have another relative who's lost a son, I think it's one of the most painful, tragic losses ever. And these women, I've seen it firsthand, it's very hard for them to ever overcome it. In fact, they never overcome. I mean, you never overcome grief anyway, but losing your child, and especially your son as a mother, it's one of those things that people never overcome. So I can get where the commenters are coming from by saying that, why are you monetizing grief? And then Editorial now replied and she said, thanks for the concern, but this is her own way of grieving and she's trying to find peace. So like Lily, did Editorial just come out to try and help herself? It wasn't so much for Uche, even though she's saying in the video that this video is for you. It's for you. But then subsequently, she's now saying that she did it for herself. It's her own way of trying to grieve. So maybe she should have just said that. Maybe she could have changed the title and said something like, I find it very difficult to cope with this and I just need to talk. Something like that. Same thing with Lily. The criticism of Lily's video that she did on the 25th of December is that she could have just come out and said, look, I'm struggling right now because of this thing that's happened to my dear friend that's like a sister. It's really, really affected me. And if she had gone into it like that, maybe the criticism would not be there. But I think the way that both of them went into it has opened themselves up to the criticizing and the fact that they're just using this to make money. When Edith now saw these comments, she now went on the defensive and it was not good at all. And the thing I want to say to Editorial, you have to remember who you are. Why do you always fall your brand? I don't understand. So she now came out to make a video. So when has it become bad to mourn with loved ones?
So yesterday I watched a video from Lily channel, Lily Pope, all right, and I went through the comment section and I saw a particular comment that triggered me. She should not have used her friend's pain to make money either. All right, at this point, I would say shut up to that. Just shut up. Shut up. Just shut up. Don't be talking anyhow because you have phone. You just be typing. If you dare for my front to talk that one, I don't even get strength to even give you blow. Now, boys, what I get. Now I will send to scatter your mouth. What nonsense. I don't fucking give a fuck.
So was this expression or this outburst from Editorial, was it needed? Did she have to go so far? For me, I just think it was just too aggressive, because it made it seem like she didn't care about Uche at all. She just wanted to defend herself. There was nothing there about, look, I did this for my friend. Just keep quiet. I'm trying to do this for my friend, and you people are scattering this thing. Everything is about herself, you know. It's like she didn't want to reflect on the fact, you know, at least if somebody criticizes you for something, address that thing that the person criticized you for. That, no, I'm not doing this to make money. The first comment you made on your on under that comment on your video was a very good comment. Like, oh, I'm trying to heal. I'm trying to grieve for myself. I'm trying to find a way to understand. That was more understandable than going full blown intimidating people. You're going to go and scatter their whatever, and then swearing, effing and blinding. You could have just stuck with this. You know, thank you for your concern. I'm just trying to find a way of grieving. I'm trying to find peace. I'm sorry, because you are a social media influencer. You can't be coming out and speaking like that. I just felt that you were just too defensive. And when you're defensive like that, it usually means that you're guilty of something. So the question now is, was there anything even wrong with Editorial's video? Now, the first criticism was that she seemed to be very insincere, because when she started, people thought that she was crying, and I think if she had started the video like that she was crying or patting her eyes, people would have said, yes, it goes with the video. She's really feeling the loss of her friend's child. But, it then turned out she was only mopping the makeup from her face, the oil from her face. And it made her just seem very insincere. And I think that's what turned a lot of people off. Uche posted on the 23rd. This video was posted on the 25th. It could be that maybe she made the video on the 25th and she quickly saw the video. She said, oh, I need to make this now. Although I don't understand why she said she needed to come out. Maybe Lily had phoned her, said, Editorial, come out and make a video, because her and Lily now are besties. So she made that video maybe very, very quickly, and she was just trying to get herself. But what I don't understand, why didn't you edit your video and cut out this clip? There was no need. There was no need to have this clip right at the beginning. It just made the whole video just seem very, very trashy. She defends herself by saying she got Uche's permission to make the video.
So I'm so classy. I understand the game. I don't find myself uploading some certain videos without the permission of the person involved. I actually reached out to Uche and I told her the kind of video I did, and I asked her. So I just want to show you, what name did you see? Uche, right? Uche Mweze, right? So this is the conversation that I had with her, telling her what kind of video I did.
So, you keep saying the video that you did. So it's suggesting that maybe you made the video, you'd already decided to make the video, you had filmed that video, and then you now reached out to Uche and said, look, I've made this video, I want to post the video. Yeah? So you're not saying that, I asked Uche if I can make the video. So maybe, as I said before, maybe she just made the video quickly on the day, because this video was posted on the 25th. So maybe she just made the video very, very quickly. She had spoken to Uche. Uche said yes. And then she didn't have any time to edit, which is the reason why she was there patting her face, trying to get ready quickly. And then she went there to go and talk. And it seems to fit that this is what happened, because if you look at the stats or the analytics, you can see she sent a message to Uche around 6:43. She ended around 7:21, where she said, okay, sis. So that's 7:21 Nigerian time. Yeah. The video actually was uploaded European time, 1931. So let's not forget, Nigeria is 1 hour ahead of Europe. So that means in Nigerian time, she would have uploaded that video not at 1939, but 2039, because they're 1 hour ahead. So that fits with the fact that she maybe spoke to Uche. Uche said, yes, it's okay, no problem. And then, she had 1 hour to quickly go and do that video. And, so she was patting her face very quickly. And then she did the video. Then she now did the thumbnail, the title and everything else. And she uploaded it. And that's the reason why she seemed to be very insincere. But the question is, did she actually even contact Uche? Because people have said that Uche's WhatsApp has been off. It's been dark for some time, meaning that, either she had a black profile, switched off, she's not contactable. So did she actually contact Uche? Then there's the other issue is that if you look at that screenshot from Editorial to Uche, you can see that at the top is this. This thing here is what you get when you haven't connected with somebody on WhatsApp before. And then this is the very first thing that you get. So it doesn't look like she's even contacted Uche before then. There's an explanation for that. Yeah, that, she got this new phone, but she used the same WhatsApp number. That means that she has no chat history. But of course, Uche's old number messages would still be there. And Uche, of course, would know that it's Editorial because Editorial has contacted her before. But that looks a bit suspicious that there was no previous chat. And then the other thing, which is quite interesting, is just looking at the chat between them. Now, of course, Editorial has covered everything, so we can't really see much. But we can see that she refers to her as this. She doesn't introduce herself, that, oh, hi, this is Edith. So that's suggesting that maybe she has contacted Uche before, because Uche would then know who she is. And then she said, I was just calling, but we can't see the rest. And then it's sorry, sis, and then Uche now replies just with prayers emojis. We don't see anything else. Maybe she's written something else there. We don't know. But then she says, sorry, sis. So I don't know what she's apologizing for. So Editorial's apologizing for something. No, Editorial is telling her something. Maybe it might be, oh, I was trying to contact you. And Uche is saying, sorry, sis, you couldn't get me. I was in the church. But then she says, no problem, sis. So Editorial clearly has asked her something. So more than likely, she's asked her, oh, I've made a video. Is it okay to post? And she said, no problem, sis. And then Editorial now says, okay, sis. So it looks like a conversation was had. She said, I was calling because you're not close to yours. If you combine the two screenshots together, you're not close to yours. So she might have said phone, I wanted to check on you. Or she might have said, I was worried about you, or I needed to talk to you. Yeah. So maybe she's trying to explain why she was calling, but she didn't seem to mention anything about the video, but we can't see the rest of the chat. And then the next sentence begins with a CON. So it ends with about you. So she could have said concerning the video I made, or concerning what happened, concerning the situation. So if it was about the video, she might have said, oh yes, I'm concerning the video, I want to post. So there was a conversation there. The question that some people were saying that I saw was that, did she send these messages to herself? The fact that Uche now replies with that prayer emoji just means that maybe Editorial just said to her, I'm still feeling for you. I keep you in my prayers. And Uche now said yes, and she responds with a prayer emoji. Maybe she says something else after, but it's covered up. We don't know. And then she says, no problem, sis. So it could just be a polite response, but it could be she's saying no problem. She's been asked something. She's saying no problem. And then Editorial now says, okay, sis. People are saying, why did she say okay? Why didn't she say thank you if Editorial gave her permission for something? But as I said, English is not my first language, so she said okay. So maybe she did give her consent. So I don't really see that there's any issue there. So as Editorial said, she took permission. Whether should Editorial actually have been asking for that permission from Uche? Remember, Uche is in a very vulnerable, fragile state. So should she be pressured? Should she be pressured to be agreeing to videos left, right, and center? Maybe her faith may have been one of the reasons why she said okay, because she didn't want to offend, because that's a big part of her faith.
She has given me permission to post, and that is why I posted that video. All right? In this place, she said, no problem. Go ahead. And that's why I posted the video.
If you are the one who is grieving, you don't get a free pass on being sinful, which is really hard to hear. But you will be tempted to sin in your grief. Satan's not going to just turn away and say, oh, he's having a hard time, I'm going to leave him be for a little bit. There will be temptations to sin in your grief, in your sorrow. And one of those temptations will be to be easily offended. And instead of hearing what someone says and taking whatever comfort you can and assuming the best about that person and assuming the best about his motives, you can allow yourself to be too easily hurt. When you're deep in grief, that's the time as well to just commit to finding joy and accepting people's love as they offer it, even if it's not really what you need in that moment.
So as I said before, lots of people will be reaching out to Uche now. She has Editorial and Lily telling her to do this, to do that. And Uche, in her fragile state, will not be able to say no. If somebody comes to her and says, yes, I've done 4 days, but I still have a job, or, I still have a job to do. I need to be able to monetize that video. There's nothing wrong there. Or I want to post a video about you. She herself cannot say no. Number one, because she's in a very fragile state. She's very confused. She's very vulnerable. But also her faith, as you heard there, will say that, look, this is the time where you should not be offended, that people are only trying to help you. It's not the time for you to lash out and act in a very ungodly way. So that may be the reason why these two women have come out and are saying that Uche is okay with it. Uche has no problem, forgetting the fact that they now need to be the sensible and the strong ones, and to say, if I was in her situation, would I want that? The other thing that Editorial was very annoyed about is that people are annoyed because she's using it as content, like she doesn't have content. But are people annoyed because she doesn't have content, or is it because they think that, Editorial, you were very insensitive with some of the things you said in the video?
In fact, creating content, if you don't know, is my livelihood. Creating content is the only job that I've got. I can dish out content every blessed day. So it's not because I do not have content. That is why I make certain videos.
I don't think it was the fact that you are using this for content because you have no other content. We know that you can make content out of anything. We've seen it on your channel, how you can expand one thing and make it into 30 videos. So we know content is not a problem for you. It was just the fact that the way that you came up with that video, it was very insensitive, especially because you said the video was for your friend. And the reason why people say it's insensitive, as I said before, is because you didn't take the time to edit such a sensitive video.
I do not wait for perfection when it comes to creating my content, because nobody's perfect. Do you understand?
It's not about you waiting for perfection. It's more the fact that there are little things you could have done. Like that thing at the beginning, there was absolutely no need for you just to go. Because if you look at the rest of that video that you did, you edited out certain clips, but for some reason you decided that at the beginning of the video, you touching up your makeup, making sure your skin wasn't oily, was more important than the message of the video. So for me, I think that this was totally insensitive. If you had the time to edit the other parts of your video, why could you not edit this first part? Yeah. Initially, when I looked at the video, I thought, oh, Editorial's crying. But then when I realized you were just touching up your makeup, I just felt this is so inappropriate. And then the other big thing with the video is like Lily Pope, you spoke about yourself when you were supposed to be talking to Uche. Now, as I said before, Lily Pope, she's explained that she came out, she needed to just let out her emotions, and the camera helps her to heal. Okay, no problem. But then you shouldn't have maybe confused people that you were talking about yourself rather than your friend. And you, Editorial, also did the same thing as well. You spoke about yourself when you were supposed to be talking about your friend, because you said the video was for your friend.
So this video is actually dedicated to Uche Meze. So the video Uche did, all right, that I actually kind of reacted to and spoke to someone I called a friend.
So it was a video for Uche. And then you also now started to complain, is that people are complaining or leaving comments because you didn't go into the details of what happened. Why do we need to know the details? Has anybody and any of those comments said, oh, why didn't you tell us what happened specifically? Nobody wants to know. That's something for Uche to share, if at all. If she ever wants to share it, that's for her to share. She shared a little bit in her video, and that's enough as far as I'm concerned. Yeah?
And of course, the video that I posted, I didn't even go into any details because it's not in my place to go into any details. I only sympathize.
And of course, there were some sympathetic parts in there.
Be strong. The Lord would comfort you. The Lord will provide. The Lord will replenish. I love you so much, Uchenweze. I feel like hugging you. I wish you were around. I would have been in your house all through that December. I'm so sorry. And accept condolence from me and my family, my household. We love you so much.
So, as I said before, if this was the whole video, because you said it was for your friend Uche, then and you had spoken like this throughout, there wouldn't have been any criticism. Even if you put ads there, I don't think there would have been that much criticism. The most that would have happened is that people would say, well, you know, maybe the people coming out to make videos are people that don't know Uche, they have no way of reaching out to her. Maybe they want to stand out their message, especially if they have a message from God, because they know that that's what would resonate with her the most. But they have no way of reaching her, so they'll make a video. But you know Uche personally, so was there any need to really do this video? But like I said, that's your personal choice. And if you had spoken just like this, very sympathetic, I don't think there'd be any issues. I wouldn't have any issue with the video. But I think the main issue with the video, and this is the reason why I said, why be on the defensive? The first thing you should do is somebody makes a comment is try and understand where the person is coming from. There were certain things that you said in your video which were very crass and uncalled for a video that you said is to help somebody. You said you reached out to her and told her you got permission. Uche was in church at the time. That just shows you where she is in terms of her mindset. She's in church looking for that comfort. You are now in her vulnerable state. She doesn't want to offend, saying you want to make a video for her and she believes the video is for her. Lily herself was telling people, maybe that she was the one that encouraged you to come out, that come and make a video for Uche, that maybe she doesn't have time to read, but when she sees a video it will give her comfort. This is one of the things that Lily said. So this is, you know, so you now came out to make the video, but somewhere along the line, it all came about you. And
I cried. One of the reasons why I cried so much, remembering the pain of my own labor.
I mean, Editorial, can you not see how that sounds?
Remembering the pain of me giving birth to my children.
This is why I say edit your videos. Always when you have the content, because you keep saying that you're classy, you have experience. When you have the content, think about the message that you're trying to send before you put it out. Because this video was for Uche. She will look at the title of the video and say, oh, this is a video for me. I'm going to get words of comfort. And then she comes to hear this.
I wept.
And all you seem to be doing is to trigger Uche. She watches that video. It was unacceptable. Yeah. And this is what the commenter was trying to tell you, where you came out, you started effing and blinding and everything else. She said, look, it shows you're just accentuating her pain. You are amplifying, increasing her pain with the things that you were saying.
It is so very, very, very painful for someone to lose her child. Of all the labor, all of the pain. I'm not even talking about all of the sacrifices that you do, the sleepless nights, the breastfeeding, like the pain I felt. I know that those are the things that you as a mother went through.
I mean, Editorial, I'll ask you to go back. This is the reason why someone came and said to you, delete the video. Delete the video. Maybe they didn't explain it to you in the way that you could understand, but delete that video. Yeah? This is what they're trying to explain to you. You know, when the person was telling you, delete the video, because of those things you were saying, the pain I felt, and I know you went through that pain. How can you tell a grieving mother something like that? I just don't understand. And then instead of you to work out that, oh, was there something offensive in what I said? You came out with the effing and blinding, the threat of intimidation and violence. Why would you do that?
And I know how painful, not only the childbearing, but having somebody you call your son, having somebody you call your child to be with you, to give you company, to love you, for you to love him or her, and then all of a sudden losing that person.
So the whole video seemed to be very self-centered. You were just thinking about yourself. It wasn't, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with that, but you should not title that video, "This is for you." Uche and Where's it? This is for you. Because the video was clearly not just for Uche. It was more for you. The message, you convinced Uche that the video was for her. And Lily would be telling Uche, don't worry, people are going to be posting, and it will give you comfort. I don't see how this is meant to give her comfort.
It is very painful. The labor in which I felt, which is what you felt, giving birth through tears, I cannot describe it. I cannot describe the pain of giving birth. I know how painful. Tears. Every time I give birth, I stay in my house for 2 months, 2 good months. I know that you went through that.
So as I said before, this video was not for Uche. It was for you and your grief. So maybe you could have come out and you could have told people, and maybe just change the title. I think if you change the title, I think maybe it will not be so bad. It's like something like, I'm struggling to understand, the loss of my friend's son. Something like that. I don't know. But this one, you say, "This is for you." I think you should just change the title, Editorial. It's the wrong title, the wrong content. And you should go back and read those comments that people are telling you, delete the videos, sympathize in private, and not always get so egged on by Lily Pope telling you, Editorial, you are a content creator, this is your right, this is your this, and tell those people to sometimes learn to listen. Yeah, commenters are not always bad. Yeah, don't listen to those ones that, the ones that because this is just one comment out of 55. So a lot of people, they said, "Oh, Editorial," they could see what you were trying to do, that you were trying to grieve for your friend. You yourself said it in your comment that you were just trying to grieve for your friend. Just leave it at that. I was trying to grieve for my friend. I'm sorry, it may have come out the wrong way. I hope you understand. That would have been perfect in that second video that you made, rather than coming out with the swearing, the whatever. There was just no need. You talk about, being classy and whatever. I just feel, like I said, nobody knows the right way to grieve, especially when it comes to social media. It's a very dangerous place to come out and start trying to grieve. But I just feel like the way that your joint friend, Ogom, handled things was a bit more classy when she got the news.
Hi, now at this market, I got like a very devastating news. Like, I don't know how she's really going to recover from this shock. Seriously, like, I don't cry my eyes out. I don't clean my eyes because it's painful. That is not what I pray to happen to anyone, like anyone. As well.
And so if you compare how Ogum dealt with the situation, you can see with her, she's just talking about how it's very, very painful, which is what you were doing. But the difference is that she was just saying that, she prays this will not happen to anyone. And then she doesn't put her own personal experience in there. She's focusing more on Uche and how is she going to cope, how is she going to manage. Whereas for you and Lily, it was all about the two of you. And like I said, I'm not saying it in a bad way, but more, Lily wanted somewhere, an outlet to come and share her grief. But she made people think it was about her. And Editorial, you were just thinking about your own self and how would this feel if it happened to you, forgetting the fact that the words that you were using, you'll be triggering your friend. So coming up in the next video, we're going to discuss why did they monetize these videos? Was it right for them to monetize the videos? And then even more important, why did they force, especially Lily Pope, why did she force Uche to come out, to come and share her news at just 4 weeks? So watch out for the next video. But in the comments down below, let me know, do you think that Lily and Editorial were wrong or just misunderstood? Or were they bad to make their videos about them rather than their friends? Let's discuss in the comments.